Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Steele, and on behalf of Vajrayana Institute, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to Mind and Its Potential. Here today, there is a real sense that we are on the cusp of a scientific revolution. The first revolution in science began when Galileo turned his telescope to the sky and discovered the moons of Jupiter, which kicked off a revolution in our understanding of the whole universe and the place of us in that. The second scientific revolution began in the life sciences some 200 years later, when Charles Darwin set off in the Beagle, and he began his groundbreaking research into the theory of the evolution of species. So now there is a real sense, some 200 years after Darwin and 400 years after Galileo, that finally we're ready for this revolution in the science of the mind. However, it's a little unclear who the Galileo and the Darwin of the mind science is going to be. Will it be a neuroscientist? Will it be a psychologist? Or maybe a meditator? Or maybe none of the above? So we've invited them all today over the next 2 days. We'll hear from a great variety of people, from neuroscience to psychology and all the places in between. Our chairperson today is Deveny, so it's a pleasure to have Catherine back at this conference. And before Catherine takes the stage, it's my pleasure to welcome Alan Madden to perform the Welcome to Country. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Ooh, bugger. Good morning. Gee, that's a long way across there. First of all, my name is Alan Madden, Gadigal Elder. 2 apologies for all you non-mourning people. Sorry. And not being able to welcome you to my country and my language, as we were forbidden to talk our language a long time ago. Just a quick quiz, just to wake you fellas up. All think of a number. Double it. Add 10. Halve it. Take away the first number you thought of. Leaves you 5. I'd like to acknowledge our Aboriginal elders, past and present, and pay my respects. And to all our Aboriginal brothers and sisters, from whatever Aboriginal nation you may have come from, welcome to Gadigal land, Aboriginal land. And to all our non-Indigenous brothers and sisters here today, a very warm and sincere welcome to you, to Gadigal. No matter where you've come from, whether it be across the seas, across the state or across town, once again a very warm and sincere welcome to you, to Gadigal. Gadigal is one of 29 clans of the Eora Nation. The Eora Nation is bounded by the Hawkesbury River to the north, Nepean to the west, and Georges River to the south. And in between those 3 mighty rivers is the Eora Nation. And in that nation there are 29 clans. The clan's land we're on today is Gadigal. As I've mentioned many times before, was, is and always will be Aboriginal land. Only 3 things surer than that: coming, going and taxation. It's an honour and a pleasure to be here today to welcome one and all to Gadigal. There's an old saying out there, and I think it's very appropriate for you mob here today. You fellas have heard it 1,000 times before. They say where there's a will, there's relatives. So once again, on behalf of the Gadigal mob, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Catherine. I'll be looking after you today. The exits are there, and hopefully you won't need to go to them because you'll want to stay here. I'd firstly like to really deeply thank the Vajrayana Institute and the Mind and Potential for asking me back again to play for the car. But we're not just going to play for the car, we're going to do a whole lot of stuff. I'd like to welcome the neuro people, the psychology people. This is basically Revenge of the Brain Nerds, number 3. And that's what we're here to do today, just blow our minds and get a bit cognitive. So first I'd like everybody just to stand up for a moment. I know it's early. Look, I'm harsh, but I'm fair. And if there's any disobedience, there won't be detention, there'll be reflection, okay? Now, firstly, I'd just like you to just stretch up to the sky, look up. Okay. Now, I'd like to, while your hands are upstretched, turn to your right and just introduce yourself to the person next to you. Say, hello, I am. And then I'd like you to turn to your left and introduce yourself to the person next to you. Say, hello, I'm Catherine. Hello, I'm Tony. Whatever you like. Hands up. Keep your hands up. And I'd like you to stretch down to your mobile phones. Take your mobile phones into your hands and turn them off, okay? When you've turned your mobile phone off, hold it in the air and hold it up so I can see. Fantastic. Okay, great. Sit down. Let's get cracking, shall we?